What do you got?
1965 Muhammad Ali versus Floyd Patterson fight ticket that took place here in Vegas.
Where in the world did you get this?
It was my cousin's. He's a photographer and a stagehand here in Vegas.
And it's still attached.
He actually missed the fight.
It's a hell of a fight to miss.
I would say so. I decided to come to the pawn shop today to try and sell my 1965 Muhammad Ali versus Floyd Patterson worker pass ticket with the ticket stub still attached. I'd like to ask for $1,000, and I might consider $600. I would take $600 for it.
I love where it says Muhammad Ali and then Cassius Clay in parentheses.
Right?
And over here it just says Clay versus Patterson. 15 rounds. Remember when the fights used to go 15 rounds?
That's the good old days.
Makes it a little rare, too, that it's a worker's pass, not an actual ticket.
It gives them access to walking around the ring and taking pictures.
And it's in pretty good shape, which is pretty amazing. Authentic Ali boxing stuff is so cool. And this is a ticket from one of the greatest fights of all time. It was a slugfest, and it was an instant classic. So what'd you want to do with this?
Looking to sell it for $1,000.
It's cool, but it's not that cool.
Well, how cool is it?
It's like $200 cool.
I was thinking bottom line 600.
I'm thinking top line 200. I got to pay to get it framed and everything else, and I might get 400 bucks, 350. I've sold Muhammad Ali gloves for less than $1,000.
And how many worker pass tickets that have a stub still attached from 1965?
I know, and that's why I'm offering you 200 bucks. I'm not coming off 200 bucks.
200 bucks? I think my cousin would rather see it in a museum where everybody in Las Vegas could enjoy it that comes through and visits the fights.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for bringing it in. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I got to see it.
You bet.
I'm disappointed we couldn't make a deal on this. But the fact is, if I'm not making money on an item, I'm losing money. And I just got to walk away.
I have a very, very unique piece of Beatles memorabilia.
Okay.
These are one-of-a-kind Beatle tickets for the movie A Hard Day's Night before there were any premieres. My brother worked on the ad campaign.
You know the part I love about this the most? Believe it or not, in 1964, those haircuts were risque.
It looks like Justin Bieber, who had a movie come out right after his career. That's all I'm saying.
The tickets are 50 years old. Other than showing a few girls my rare Beatle tickets, they have not seen the light of day. I'm hoping to get 800. After all, I did get them for nothing, so anything I make is a profit.
What is the movie about?
The movie, it was about the day in the life of the Beatles and girls chasing him around and dealing with record executives and a few things like that. And it was a cute little comedy.
It's the same story since the beginning of time. I don't care if it's the Beatles or Eminem, it's the same story over and over again.
But the thing is that this is when they first came out, and what happened was they ended up becoming one of the greatest, most iconic rock bands in the history of music. The Beatles, they had record-breaking sales, they were unbelievable songwriters, and that's why collectors still go nuts for anything associated with them. Starring in their first full-length, hilarious, action-packed film, The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night.
Are you trying to sound like Mr. Movie Phone or something?
Yeah. Okay. I love them. How much you want for them?
I'm looking for $800 for the pair.
Okay. This is a big problem with Mary, okay? I mean, it's different than it's for the movie. I can tell you that you can get Beatles tickets for their concerts for next to nothing. So
I think that that's a fair price. They were printed only for that show, and I believe there are no other tickets around like them.
I have no idea. I would like someone to look at it. I got a buddy, he works right down the street. He's like the #1 guy in the world about rock and roll memorabilia. If anyone can give me a price on these things, he can.
Okay, great. I was quite shocked that the younger gentleman in there was so disdainful of the Beatles. I mean, he compared them to Justin Bieber. I mean, how can you say that in the same breath?
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
How's it going, man?
Hey. I am the curator of rock and roll memorabilia for the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. I'm here because I know everything about rock and roll music for the last 60 years. What you got?
These right here, tickets to A Hard Day's Night.
Are we going? You taking me? Well, this is one of my favorite movies. This is the Beatles. This is just the bomb.
So do you know much about the tickets or anything
Of
else
course I
like
do.
that?
I've had lots of stuff like this. Not
But
exactly
not
this
this.
one. No, not this one. And I'll tell you why. I might call this a preview because it's almost a month before the movie premieres in America. It came out in London on 6th of July, if I remember.
Okay.
And like 12,000 people packed Piccadilly Circus trying to get a glimpse of the Beatles going to the premiere.
Okay.
So what are your concerns about these? What do you want to know about the tickets themselves?
Do you think these are real?
Well, let me take a quick look at them. Now, obviously, what's so great about this is the condition. You didn't fold them to put them in your pocket. I have not seen these from New York, but it's the same graphic used for the posters and things like that.
So you think they're 100% legit?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, no question about it.
So how much are they worth?
If these were the English premiere, they'd be worth a couple of grand. But I would say for the New York preview, $350 to $400 a piece.
Well, thanks, man.
Hey, anytime.
Appreciate it, bud.
Next time, buy me coffee.
Okay, I will.
I have seen similar, and I've had them in my collection, but these ones were one of a kind. Well, he had two, so two of a kind.
Okay. He says they're worth $700 to $800. If I pay you $800, I'm not gonna make anything. Okay? If you want 400 bucks for them, that's what I can do.
I'll tell you, I think a fair price then would be, you still make a profit on it at about $650.
No, that's
You still make plenty of profit on it.
No, it's not. No, it's not. If you want 450, I'll go 450.
6? Can you do 6 on this?
I'll go
I mean, they are so unique. They really, really
They
are.
really are unique, but the thing is with the Beatles, there's a billion unique Beatles things.
Do 550 and we have a deal?
Nope.
5 1/4?
Nope. I'll go 500 bucks. 500 bucks is a fair price.
Okay, deal.
All right. Write them up, son.
All right, man. Meet me over there, dude.
Okay. I feel okay about my final deal. I'll probably wind up taking my daughter out to dinner tonight with the money. I think I did right by it.
How you doing?
Doing good.
What do you have here?
See what you think.
Are these from the first Formula One race in Vegas at Caesar's Palace?
Yes.
The Caesar's Palace Grand Prix ran from 1981 to 1984, and it's not like today. We just recently had the F1 reappear back in Las Vegas, and it basically shut the city down for months. One of the cool things I like about this is this one was $50, the blue one was $75, all the way up into what I'm assuming is gold. $250 in 1981. I imagine that seat today would probably be several thousand.
Add 2 zeros to
Yeah.
all those numbers. I am here today to sell original F1 tickets from the first F1 race at Caesar's Palace in 1981. And they've literally been in a safe box now since '81. I'd love to get $400 for the tickets today. That's kind of my aim.
This is pretty cool, man. Yeah, F1 actually came to Las Vegas in 1981. They built slightly over a 2-mile track inside of the Caesar's Palace parking lot, and I think it had something like 14 turns or something like that. Didn't work out so good, though.
No.
Actually, it had such low attendance that they decided to scrap it and move on. And over the years, F1 racing has slowly been picking up steam, and today it's actually a pretty popular sport. So where did you get these?
Those were given to me by my old roommate. He was an executive at Caesars.
And let me guess, now that the F1's popular, you're seeing some dollar values in them.
There it is.
They attract an elite crowd with lots of money. They're in great condition, could easily be framed up together or individually. Hey, do you know how much you're looking to get?
I've seen stubs, and people are asking for 50. So I figure a full ticket would be worth 100 times 4, 400 for the set.
Okay, what do you think about 275?
I think I'd love to stick as close to 400 as possible.
Would you take 350? I really think that's as high as I can go.
I think it's fair.
All right, I think we got a deal.
Awesome.
All right, well, you can keep these here, and you can race on over to the counter, and they will get you paid.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going?
Great, how you doing?
Oh, what do we got here?
So I have 2 boxing tickets for the Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield fights. The first one's from 1996. It's rare in that it's a full never used ticket, and it received a grade of 9, which is the highest grade ever. There's only one in this grade.
Okay.
The other one is the rematch fight, or more famously known as the bite fight between Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson that followed.
One of the most memorable fights I've ever seen.
I'm here today at the pawn shop to sell my 2 Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield fight tickets. The first ticket is the Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield 1996 fight, one of the most anticipated fights in Las Vegas history. And the second ticket's the 1997 rematch, more infamously known today because Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear. I'm ready to sell these tickets today because I've had them for 15 years, and I think they deserve to find a new home closer to Las Vegas. My asking price is $3,000.
You're definitely really cool. So you have 1996 was the first fight. 1997 was the rematch. Tyson's, arguably one of the best fighters in history, but Holyfield was that new style of boxer, more points, wasn't about the quick knockout, more of the technical side of boxing. Holyfield, technical knockout. Tyson fell down, 2 or 3 times, right?
Right.
No one expected to see Holyfield win.
Let's have a rematch.
Gotta have a rematch, right? So 1997 was the rematch at the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas. Holyfield did headbutt him a couple times. Tyson just went right back in and bit his ear off. One of the craziest things that happen in boxing, and this is a sport with a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, Nevada Commission pulls away his license after the bite fight.
Absolutely. What are you looking to get out of him?
So I would like to get $3,000 for the pair.
Okay, I don't really know this market that well. I mean, I think they're really cool. Would you let me call my buddy Dave down to come check him out?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, hang out for 1 second. Let me give him a call.
Sounds good.
What's up, Dave?
How you doing, Corey?
So we have some PSA graded ticket stubs. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see them.
Yes, so we got boxing here, huh?
Yes.
Holyfield.
Mike Tyson Holyfield.
Wow, Tyson Holyfield. 2 of the most famous boxing events right here in Las Vegas back in 1996-97. We call it the bite fight. Tyson bit off about an inch of Holyfield's ear. The boxing world was probably turned upside down after that.
Here's my question. Is there a market for ticket stubs like this?
There is, definitely. The ticket market is very, very desirable, especially for milestone fights. Here we have, this is a very rare ticket. It's a full ticket, and it's a $1,500 ticket. So this would have been a ring-sized ticket that someone didn't use, which is remarkable. They didn't go to the event. Could be the only one. I don't know, do you know?
So I sent it in for grading. Yes, it is the only 9 that exists, and there are no 10s. So this is the single best graded ticket.
Okay, so here, the other one, this is the more famous fight, of course. Now, this is not a full ticket. This is a stub. So someone had this ticket and went to the fight. But still very, very desirable, right? This is the bite fight. It says it right here on the label.
So what do you think they're worth?
This ticket here, the fight one, is more valuable, in my opinion, because it's a full ticket. The second fight is more famous because of the bite, but this is a stub, and anybody that went to the boxing match probably saved that. So you see more of those getting graded. I value the pair about $2,500 for the pair.
Well, I appreciate you coming down, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Take it easy, Dave.
All the best.
So they're almost worth what you're asking for them. I mean, you're pretty close. But what everybody seems to forget is I got to make money here. I'll give you $1,500.
I think that's a little too low, especially considering the rarity of that full ticket.
I believe you, man. I think they're cool as it can be, but I got to have a profit in there somewhere. What do you think?
We are in Las Vegas. How about 21?
18?
19 and a half.
18.
All right, I'll do 18 for you.
18, we got a deal?
We got a deal.
All right, cool. Meet me over there. You'll get paid, and I'll take care of these, all right?
Sounds good.
I'm in LA to do some business with Julian's Auction House. They have some really cool memorabilia here from celebrities and sports stars, and they have a worldwide audience. This trip is all about making money, so what better place to do it than Hollywood?
Hey, Rick.
man.
Welcome to Beverly Hills. How's it going?
Doing great, man.
Good. We've got the exhibition set up here. And then over here, we have some share.
Actually, I have a customer that would love that. Is there any way I could maybe talk to the owner and buy it before the auction?
We don't like to do that because we have people flying into the auction.
But most people don't put hundreds of things in your auction.
I know. Hey, Sam, do you have a minute?
Sure.
This guy's got some sign sheet music and an autographed picture of Cher. So I think it might work out for him and me if he just sells it to me now. He doesn't pay the auction commissions, and I get it for the right price.
This is Sam. Sam, this is Rick Harrison.
How's it going, man?
Good.
This piece you've consigned to us for the auction, Rick actually wants to buy it outright.
Great, thanks.
Let me know what you decide, and we'll pull it from the auction.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
So where'd you get this?
Back in the 70s, I worked doing cue cards on the Sonny and Cher show.
That's pretty cool. I mean, this was like CBS's #1 show there for a while, right?
For a while, they were in the middle of all their divorce and all their trouble, though, so they weren't even speaking to each other at the time. I'm selling a framed-up autographed photo of Cher, piece of sheet music, I Got You Babe, signed by Sonny, combined with a ticket from the show. I've got the item in the auction, and I'm hoping to get $550 for it, hoping I can talk him into that.
They were so huge in the 70s. So was it fun working on the show?
It was fun because it was my favorite show, and I love Cher, so it was great. And between breaks, they'd be just wandering around or whatever, so I took it with me one day and had them both autograph the pieces.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard of television shows like that where people absolutely hate each other, but they still work with each other because, you know, they got a contract.
Right, but then they'd come on and sing I Got You Babe or do their skits or whatever, and everything was fine, so.
All right, pretty interesting. I mean, I remember it was the typical variety show of the 1970s. They would come on, they'd do like a monologue, they'd get some laughs, and then they'd do different weird skits, and they'd have guest stars on all the time.
Right.
Everyone knows the song, I Got You Babe. Everyone knows Sonny and Cher. That's what makes this so iconic. And if these autographs are actually real, this is a great find. So how much were you hoping to get out of it?
I'm asking $550.
You know, a friend of mine is meeting me down here, and autographs is his thing, so...
Why? What are you afraid of, or what's your...
No, I just want to make sure they signed it. It's not that I don't trust you, I just don't trust anybody.
Right. Sure, that's fine.
Okay? Just give me a few minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, he could call in an expert and have them check it out, but, I mean, I was right there and had him sign both pieces, so I know they're real.
Sonny and Cher.
Yeah.
I grew up with these guys. But, you know, it's weird. I always remember Sonny mostly from Love Boat. I don't know why. He was on there a bunch, wasn't he? You know, Sonny and Cher, they were this great couple through the 60s, early 70s. They ended up breaking up. Sonny's career kind of went nowhere. Then he got into politics. And then Cher went on to be this mega star. I just want to kind of look at the examples I have on file. And the thing you notice about her autograph, it's extremely sloppy. And if we look at this example here, she starts off with the C, comes back down and loops around. And we see the same thing here. It's all connected. It's all one thing. So it's pretty simple. Sonny, actually, I like his signature a little better. He used to write a salutation, and we see almost the same thing here, where he's writing best wishes, Sonny Bono. He stacks his signature usually, which writes on 2 different planes. So those are 2 good signs.
Great.
Okay. So they're legit?
We're good to go.
Okay.
Of course, I told you.
So what do you think the pair's worth?
It's put together nicely. It's got the nice ticket. Together, this piece here, about $350.
Okay.
I was asking a little bit more than that.
If Cher was actually on the sheet music for I Got You Babe, that would really put it up in the stratosphere.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, good to see you. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, thanks, man. I'm basing the value on what I see in the marketplace. Could it go for $550? Could it go for $700? Absolutely. But I think it'll end up being close to that $350 range.
So what do you think?
Thinking like $250.
No, I can't do that. Any Sonny and Cher fan would love it.
They probably would. I mean, but you know, he bases his prices on stuff that's already out there. So,
Right.
I mean, what's the best price you take for it?
Like $475.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make a deal. You know, I mean, doesn't sell at the auction. Give me a call though. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one, man. Nice meeting you.
Thank you. $350 is like a really low appraisal to me. So I'll keep it in the auction and see what happens.
I've got a piece of sports memorabilia.
Hey, you want to pay attention?
It's a ticket stub from the 1900 Olympic Games.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The second modern Olympics.
Yes.
I mean, it's very interesting. It's historically significant and all that other fun stuff, but it's French.
I love collecting Olympic tickets. I'm looking to sell so I can turn around and pick up some of the few that I need to complete my collection. I'm asking $200, but I would entertain maybe $100 for this particular ticket.
This is deeply cool. You know, the first modern Olympic Games were in Greece in 1896, and most people thought it was just a one-shot deal.
They were gonna just do it in Athens every 4 years. And then Paris has the World's Fair going on, and who's ever in charge of the World Fairs talked to Athens into saying, hey, let's have that Olympic thing at the World's Fair this year. And it pretty much got upstaged by everything that was going on at the World's Fair, and no one really paid attention to the Olympics.
Exactly. And there was a lot of unusual events that took place. One of the controversies was they used live pigeons in the shooting. Can you imagine how that would have gone over today?
It was a different world back then. Olympic items are almost always collectible. What makes this special is its age. We get stuff from the 50s and the 70s, but from the early 1900s, rarely. It's a cool ticket, really fancy Art Nouveau engraving. How much you want for it?
I would like to get $200 for it.
I'd prefer to pay $100 for it.
How about $150? It's probably the oldest Olympic ticket you'll find.
I imagine the ones from 1896 would probably be the most expensive, most desirable. How about $125?
Well, I think we could reach an agreement there.
It's a deal.
Great.
Hey, you want to run them up some?
Yeah, meet me over there.
The first offer was a little low, but $125, that is a fair price for both of us.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Is that money?
No, they are tickets to the 1936 Democratic National Convention. There's delegate alternate tickets. Then you have the first session, second session, third session, fourth session, and then some of the used ones still in their original, whatever that would be called.
So we have, floor. This is for floor seats, dude.
It's a baller right there. Rick would be in the bleachers.
I am here today at the pawn shop to sell a small collection of 1936 Democratic National Convention tickets. If I'm able to sell the tickets at the pawn shop today, I'm a toy collector, so all that money would probably go right to trying to find items for my collection.
They're really cool. This is 1936. Franklin Roosevelt got reelected that year. And these were printed by Quayle & Sons Corporation, New York, USA. They were a banknote printer, and they printed bonds. See how pretty it looks on the back? Yeah. It's interesting the way banknotes are printed. There would have been one piece of metal for like this framing around here, another piece of metal for that. I mean, it was pretty common to see tickets for events and other things like that printed in this amazing printing. Back then, I just cared a little bit more, I guess, you know?
Right.
Okay, they're collectible. They're not that rare, though. Right. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
How much you want for these things?
$350.
Give you 150.
Can you do 175? And they're yours.
Sure, what the hell? All right,
Thank you very much.
You gonna go write them up?
Do you want to write it up today?
You know, quite frankly, it's been so long since I wrote a ticket, I probably don't know how.
Come on, I'll show you. It's been a while since we bonded.
No, it's cool, it's cool. I mean, you actually know something that I don't know.